All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, Rakathum. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, the Ruel, and a salute and a Shalom to all the Akim that are out here laboring, pushing his truth in all sincerity and in truth. This is the Elder Yashawamba's lesson he put up earlier today. Title Prophecy Watch. Pride will eventually work against him. Work against Babylon, right? So, I'm going to get this. So, I'm going to let this play. Pause to get some scriptures, So, let's get it.
Interesting. But now the sights appear to be set on Greenland. So, there was chatter about this. Trump brought this up after he won the election, by the way. He didn't run on, we're going to steal Greenland, I'm going to own Greenland, it's going to be tremendous. He didn't run on that. Gee, I wonder why. Right? And then, but as soon as he got in office, he started talking about it. Everybody's like, ha ha ha, he's kidding. Right? Right? Turns out he wasn't. So here we go. We have, he's on Air Force One, and he said the following. Listen.
Have you made a tangible offer to Greenland yet? Have you made an actual offer to Denmark?
I haven't done that, but Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over.
Okay, so right off the bat, that's a lie. If we don't take it over, Russia or China is going to take it over. You know what that reminds me of? Remember the fat Jewish guy from Brooklyn who went to the West Bank and stole a Palestinian's house? And he goes, what? If I don't take it, somebody else will take it. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. If I don't take it, Russia or China will take it. No, they're not. That's totally, completely, and utterly made up, but he's running with it.
Don't go there. It's very far away from Greenland. And Greenland, basically, their defense is 2 dog sleds. Do you know that?
He's like, who's going to stop me? Their defense is 2 dog sleds. Who's going to stop me? Funny, because this is the exact same logic that he used when he was raping.
Man, the scriptures say, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, right? Let's get it. What the hell is going on? Come on. Hold on real quick. What is going on with this? I tell you, I don't know why this is acting up. Oh, God damn, man. Hold on. Where's my stylus at? I'm looking for my stylus for this damn tablet. Because it's not letting me do nothing. Hold on. What the fuck? Are you serious? It's not letting me do nothing at all. Ugh. Are you serious? I'll just get it on this phone. This is ridiculous. There's always some bullshit, man. All right, this is Obadiah 1 and 3, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? Says you have been deceived by your pride, by your own pride, because you live in a rock fortress and make your home in high mountains. Who can never reach us? Way up here, you ask, boastfully. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle and set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Shemel Shah. See, as it says, hold on. This is Proverbs 16 and 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. See? So Esau's pride is gonna make him fall. Right? He's been deceived by his own pride. Hold on. It says, yep, this is Proverbs 29 and 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. See?
Kids. What are they going to do? How are they going to stop me? I get to do what I want. They can't stop me. Same logic.
You know what their defense is? 2 dog sleds.
He repeated the joke in case you didn't catch it the first time and didn't giggle at it. Because, it's funny to steal countries that are, our allies. Of course, Greenland is part of Denmark. Denmark is the country, but you get the point. You're stealing Greenland. That's funny. That's funny to totally end NATO like that. It's funny to wage war against the EU. It's funny to make enemies out of rock-solid allies.
See? To make enemies out of rock-solid allies.
Like France and Germany and Britain. That's funny. It's funny to do that. It's funny to commit war crimes. It's funny to say the Geneva Conventions and the Nuremberg Tribunals are fucking irrelevant and stupid and in the past. And I'm me, so I get to do whatever I want, wherever I want, to whoever I want. I can steal shit. I can do whatever.
In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let...
I love how the guy who just illegally overthrew the government of Venezuela to steal their oil is like trying to fearmonger about Russia and China right now. Russia's doing their own illegal and horrific thing by trying to steal Ukraine, of course. But to bring in China into this conversation, they haven't made a move yet on Taiwan. You just overthrew Venezuela. So the biggest warmonger of them all going, I don't know, those guys might be warmongering over there. Oh my God.
In the meantime, are you
And if it affects NATO, then it affects NATO. But, they need us much more than we need them, I will tell you.
If it affects NATO, it affects NATO, but they need us more than we need them. So there's a flexing going on here. All right. And as you can see this video below this video, will Europe fight for Greenland if Trump invades? Now, this is an article here, okay, because this is all biblical prophecy. And we go into this all the time, how the beast is going to hate the whore. And I love to do updates on this because
it says in Job 12 and 13, the deceived and the deceiver are his. Right? Well, 16 says, with him is strength and wisdom. With who? With who? With Yahweh Shemel Shah. It says, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his. So who deceived Esau by his own pride? Yahweh Shemel Shah did. See, because Romans 9 and 17 says, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. See?
This is it's clear. It's clear as day that we're at the very end, man. The end is gonna come in our lifetime, man. Pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to cover us through this, because things are getting ready to turn up here. All right, there's a lot of agent activity going on. E-Dum is he's doing a lot of wickedness, funding uproars all throughout the four corners of the earth, and things are getting ready to get crazy here. See that? But these are the times that we need so that we can get the hell up out of here, man. So U.S. this is off of RT News. U.S. undermining world order. German president. Okay. Frank Walters Steinmeier, all right, has warned against turning global politics into a den of robbers. Okay. The flouting of international norms by the U.S. is making the world more dangerous, says German president. His remarks came after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered a commando raid, all right, in Venezuela, all right, in renewed plan.
Flout means openly disregard. A rule, law, or convention. To basically defy, scoff, mock, go against. Right? Hold on. See? The flouting of international norms by the U.S. is all right, man. So, so flouting, to defy, openly disregard. So the U.S. is basically saying, fuck what they're talking about. We gonna do what we want. Oh, boy. Whew, man. A man's pride shall bring him low, man. Golly. Wow.
Says German president. His remarks came after U.S. President Donald Trump ordered a commando raid, all right, in Venezuela, all right, in renewed plans to obtain Greenland from Denmark. Okay? There is a breakdown of values by our most important partner. So they're acknowledging that America is the most important and dominant of this confederacy that they have, but there's a breakdown of values. See that? The U.S., which helped build this world order, showing you that this is Esau's world.
Yeah.
See, but then the scriptures say Esau is the end of the world. And with the dominant sword that they have, how in the hell, all right, is this bully going to be taken down? Well, these nations are ultimately getting ready to band together.
Yep.
Okay, because him taking Greenland is going to put a strain on the NATO confederacy. Okay, EU nations will pretty much, all right, eventually have to make a move. Are they going to make a move? Are they going to protect it? Are they going to, And they don't have the firepower to make war with Babylon like that. Okay, so ultimately they're going to band together, man. This is what's getting ready to happen. All of these moves are moving towards the beast hating and whore and shooting fire on her, along with Russia, Iran, China, and these various different nations, man. Okay? So it says there is a breakdown of values by our most important partner, the U.S., which helped build this world order. All right? It says he urged efforts to prevent the world from turning into a den of robbers where the most unscrupulous take whatever they want, where regions or entire countries are treated as property of a few great powers. All right, attempts are being made to push even medium-sized states, and that includes us, to the margins of history, while small and weaker states are left completely unprotected. And see, these weaker nations are going to say that they're strong through aligning themselves with Russia.
Yep.
All right.
They say, well, let the weak say I am strong.
It says French President Emmanuel Macron also warned about the risk of the international order in which we live. The United States is an established power, but one that is gradually turning away from some of its allies and breaking free from international rules it was still promoting until recently. See? So Esau Edom here in Babylon the Great, all right, under the authority of the small hat, right, is pretty much just saying F the rules, man. Okay, it says whether in trade, certain aspects of security, or various international forums. Okay, Macron told the French diplomatic corps in Paris on Thursday. He earlier said that he did not approve of the method Washington had used to oust Maduro. See that? So Trump told the New York Times it is in an interview on Thursday that he did not need international law.
Yep.
And he was relying on his own judgment.
That's what he said.
My own morality, my own mind. It's the only thing that can stop me. See that?
Man, oh boy, this devil is prideful, man. Oh my God, this devil is prideful, man. Man, so man, so Trump is saying, man, who gonna stop me? Can't nobody stop me. I'm Trump. I can do what I want. Hold on, let me get, hold on, real quick. It say, when pride comes, this is Proverbs 11:2. When it says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. Right, man? So with pride come, then with when pride cometh, then cometh shame. So Babylon is being put to shame, man. Babylon is being put to shame, man. All right, man, because remember, Haman was full of pride, man. Haman, the Agagite, yeah, he was full of pride. And what happened? And what happened to Haman, man? They hung Haman on the gallows that he had built for Mordecai, man. Because Haman thought he couldn't be touched. All right, man. Because when he got the signet from King Xerxes, he was thinking like, oh, come on, man. I got this. All right, man. Listen, can't nobody do nothing to me. That's what Haman said, man. That was in his mind. This is Isaiah 2:11-12. It says, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of Yahweh Bahashem Shai of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, he shall be brought down.
So we're witnessing prophecy come to pass. Okay? Let's get Daniel the 7th chapter real quick. This is all prophecy, man. Daniel 7, all right, and 20. And the 10 horns, which represents the EU, right, started out as 10 common markers. It says, in the 10 horns that were in his head, and of which the other came up, before whom the 3 fell. This is speaking of what? Babylon the Great. The 3 that fell are the Spanish, the French, and the British, the Revolutionary Wars. Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spoke very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. All right, meaning he was boasting arrogantly above his fellows.
Right.
All right. And see, now his fellows are complaining about his ass. Okay, again, what we read in the book of Obadiah, it says what? Okay? And I know these things are repetitive,
They
but
have laid a wound under
prophecy
thee.
is repetitive until it comes to pass. We have to.
Man, that's the scripture I was thinking of, man. That's the scripture I was thinking of, man. They so they are com so they are com so they are complaining about his ass. They're like, man, this motherfucker is the problem. We can't let this slide, man. We cannot let this slide no more, man. They have laid a wound under him, man.
Warn you of it. Obadiah verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy, all right? Let's read it in the NLT. All your allies will turn against you.
See?
They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. See that? And this man is so drunk on his pride, he doesn't give a damn.
Right.
Because as we were saying, let's get this in the book of Psalms 7, all right, and 15. He made a pit and digged it and has fallen into the ditch which he made. This is what's getting ready to happen to this devil. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come upon his own pate. See that? The trouble they make for others backfire on them. This thing in Venezuela is already backfiring. The violence they plan will fall on their own heads. This is what's getting ready to happen to this man. Okay, let's get a few other articles here, right? As and this is what they were saying. This devil said basically his own morality is the only thing that can stop him from world dominance. I don't need international law. So he's pissing off his allies. Okay? And you forget it was your allies that ultimately assisted you in all of this wickedness going this, coming, getting this far. Okay? So Euroviews, EU troops might be needed to stop a U.S. showdown in Greenland. Okay? So this would be, all right, along the lines of Egyptian against Egyptian, Edomite against Edomite. Okay? And this is going to lead to what? Further decay. Now, we know the EU ain't ready for that. All right? But as this article says here, right? Europe, all right? Maloney says what? Italy's prime minister says Europe should talk to Russia. Uh-oh. Going into everything that we've been warning about. Eventually...
Man, Yahweh Shemal Shah has Esau Edom in a trick bag, man. Man, Yahweh Shemal Shah got Esau in the trick bag, man. And Esau don't even know it, man. He has no idea he's in the trick bag, man. Whoo. Boy, this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. This is Psalms 9 and 15 to 16. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. In the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Yahweh Shemal Shah is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his hands. Salah. A
lot of these European nations, all right, are going to say F this alliance that we've had with Babylon because it's, pretty much they're only worried about themselves.
It say, this is Proverbs 35 and 8. It says, let destruction come upon him unawares. Come upon him at unawares. And let the net that he hath hid catch himself. In that, it says, into that very destruction let him fall. All right, man, and destruction is going to come upon Esau, Edom, and is going to come upon Babylon the Great unawares, man.
And pretty much, we are going to just have to align ourselves with Russia, China, okay? Italy's prime minister added that the EU should appoint an envoy to deal directly with Russian President Vladimir Putin, all right, as since the beginning of the negotiations, all right, many voices have been speaking out, okay? Italian prime minister said Europe should reopen high-level dialogue with Russia, urging the appointment of a special envoy. All right, meaning ultimately looking at how Babylon the Great is moving, we may need to, look into, further, opening up negotiations and ties with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which this is prophetic. This is what the book of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, is speaking towards. Because it's not only Europe, but you have NATO members, as we'll show you, in the form of Turkey, that are siding, all right, that are ultimately speaking of reneging on this thing with America, which they've always been on the fence. But here says, Maloney echoed calls from last month by French President Emmanuel Macron, who's also, all right, an ally of the U.S., all right, through NATO and the EU. But guess what? He's calling out the moves that America is making, all right, who said that it would be in our interest as Europeans and Ukrainians to find the right framework to re-engage Russia in talks rather than relying on U.S. negotiators.
You say, well, what's that script? 1244, 144. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Kingdom divided shall not stand. It say, this is Matthew, hold on. Matthew 12 and 22. It says, hold on. This is Matthew 12 and 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto every one of them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided shall not stand. So they are not agreeing on nothing, man. They ain't agreeing, man. They're like, man, fuck all that. We ain't. Hey, man. Jake, man, we are at the end of this thing, man. We are at the end of the Babylon the Great, man. We are at the end of Esau's world, man. It says what? The end of your world? Second Ezra 6 and 25, it says, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape. The only ones that will escape these things is what? Is who? The elect of the nation of Israel. And see my salvation, see? In the end of your world. We are seeing the end of Esau's world, man. Let's get this. Book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7, I believe. Yep. It says there be 9 things which I have judged in my heart, in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th will I utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Jake, we are seeing the fall of our enemy, man. We are seeing the fall of our enemy. What's that? I see Satan as lightning. This is Luke 10 and 18. It says, and he said unto them, and I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Man, Esau Edom is falling from rulership, man. He's fallen from rulership. We are seeing it in real time, man. He's fallen from rulership, man.
See that? I think Macron is right on this. I believe the time has come for Europe also to speak with Russia. Okay? If Europe speaks to only one of the two sides on the field, I fear that the contribution it can make will be limited. So it's time to open up our options. Okay? This is how Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed, because the sword is too strong here. Okay, we talk about, even with it being weakened, the Babylon is the hammer. Babylon is the hammer of the earth. All right, and we see that. Okay, now they got their eyes set on Iran. See, this devil is just destabilizing governments. All right, pushing propaganda and just bringing the sword, and the sword has now been anteed up by AI. Okay, his blessing is on a whole nother level. All right, they said he came into to Venezuela, and pretty much the technology. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find that real quick. See if I can find it. As you can see, Turkey warns that foreign intervention in Iran, because now they're talking about going to Iran. So this devil has there was a particular article on this site. Let's see here. Yep. The U.S. used powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees during Maduro raid. So just in a shocking development following the recent U.S. military operation in Caracas, new details have emerged regarding specialized technology used to neutralize the presidential compound. See that? So basically, whatever he went in there with, all right, brought, all right, the security to their knees. All right, and they just went in because they showed a lot of propaganda on the news with bombs coming down from planes and stuff like that. But really, the way that it happened, when you look at it, all right, is it had to be some other kind of technology, man. So who's able to make war with this beast, man? Who's able to make war with Babylon the Great? Well, this is why nations are going to have to what? Align themselves with Russia, man. All right, now, where was I at? Let's go back here to this article here, where basically now, the members of the NATO and the EU are talking about Europe, or EU nations are talking about Europe should align themselves with Russia. Okay? It says, if we would make the mistake of deciding on the one hand to reopen a dialogue with Russia, and on the other hand to proceed in a disorganized way. So they're looking at the way America is moving as disorganized. Okay? As the scriptures say, travel not with a bold fellow, man.
Right.
America is that bold fellow in the group. Yeah. Okay, it says, we would be doing Putin a favor, she said, concluding, we have had this problem from the start. Too many voices speaking, too many formats. The Trump administration has been engaging in shuttle diplomacy with Ukraine and Europe on one side and Russia on the other, but Moscow has shown little willingness to make compromises, all right, because there's a lot of resources over there, and you don't want a NATO ally in your front yard. All right, so things are getting ready to get interesting in 2026. It's already interesting, man.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Maloney also stressed that Italy would not align with France and the UK in deploying.
Man, that's why the scriptures say in 2nd Ezra 9, 2nd Ezra 9, and let's see. Verse 3, it says, therefore, when there, well, not verse 3, it says, verse 4 to 5, it says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is in the world, that is made in the world, hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Jake, the end is being made manifest, man. Says, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works and endings in signs, it says in effects and signs. We are seeing the effects and the signs of the end.
Troops to Ukraine to secure a possible peace agreement, arguing that such a move would be unnecessary if Ukraine entered into a collective defense pact with Western allies similar to NATO's Article 5. So these devils got all kind of mess going on, man. But the fact that they're open to, appointing an envoy to deal directly with Russia lets you know that prophecy is getting ready to be fulfilled.
Right.
Okay, because these EU nations, pursuant to the Bible, are going to ultimately hate the whore and shoot fire on her. Okay, now this is another one. As you can see here, this is on X. Give me 1 second. So, Lucky, I'm rushing. But Lord willing, I can get to a news and prophecy. And, Turkey's always talking. All right, but we're living in a time where things are getting ready to get interesting. This is Turkey warning the U.S. and Israel to stay out of Iran, and they're not going to stay out of Iran.
No.
All right, the Mossad it's already happening. When you look at what's happening in Iran, just know that Babylon the Great and the small hats have their hand in it. Okay, because ultimately they want control of that region. Okay, they want a leader set up in that region. All right, in Iran, that ultimately is more, all right, open to doing the bidding of, the beast, Esau, Edom. Okay? So this is Turkey, who is a member of NATO, warning the U.S. and Israel to stay out of Iran.
We do not wish to see any chaos in our neighbor Iran. We do not deny that there are certain problems in Iranian society and the state, but these problems must be resolved through the inherent dynamics and national will of Iran itself. We foresee that external interventions will lead to worse outcomes, and that interventions, particularly those instigated by Israel to achieve certain goals, will cause even greater difficulties. We emphasize the importance of stability in Iran to prevent further crises and to avoid dragging the region into more trouble. Looking at the statements of Israeli officials, especially those directed at Iran, we see that they are trying to adopt a reckless stance that will create greater problems throughout the region, which is absolutely unacceptable.
There you go. Okay, and you see people laughing, all right? People laughing, talk is cheap. Turkey's always talking, but we know prophetically, all right, let's get this scripture real quick, that Turkey is going to eventually side with Russia. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah 51 and 27. Okay, It says, set up a standard in the land, blow a trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her. Against who? Babylon. All right. Mobilize them all against Babylon. Okay, let's read this in the NLT. Raise a signal flag to the nations. Okay. And that signal flag is ultimately under the banner of Russia. Okay. It says, sound the battle cry. Mobilize them all against Babylon. Prepare them to fight against her. Now, we're not all the way there yet, but all of these moves, we're showing you this because all of the moves that are being made are leading to this. Bring out the armies of Ararat. Ararat is Turkey. Okay? Mini, Armenia. All right? And Ashkenaz, which is Germany.
Yep.
Okay? Appoint a commander. All right? And that commander is Russia. And bring a multitude of horses like swarming locust. Okay? Bring against her the armies of the nations led by the kings of the Medes. All right? And the kings of the Medes prophetically speaks to Russia.
Yep.
All right? Because when you look at the USSR map, okay, it's in the territory where the ancient Medes ruled. So prophetically, this is speaking about Russia. Okay? And basically, this is what's going to lead, because these nations, along with the EU nations, pursuant to the book of Revelation, the 17th chapter, right? Revelation 17, all right? And 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast,
Yep.
these shall hate the whore,
See?
and make her land desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For God hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, and to the words of the Most High be fulfilled. So they all agreed to this alliance until these times.
Yep.
All right. And here it is. You have Turkey, which is a NATO country. All right. Which a lot of people say they're the only NATO country with a backbone, but a lot of it is just talk. But they have played both sides historically. All right. But we're living at a time, all right, where Turkey, okay, and many of these allies that were once fond of the U.S. are now like, nah, this is too much. And who's at the forefront is that small hat.
Yep.
Okay, the least of the flock, who's going to draw them out. All right? So what we just read in that scripture, right? This is all happening. Right? What we just read, all right?
Man, Bible prophecy is jumping off the pages, man. Bible prophecy is coming to pass, man. That's why I say what? In Habakkuk 2 and I'll start up. Habakkuk 2 and 1, 2, 3, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. It is speaking, man. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, man. But at the end it shall speak. Jake, we are at the end and it's speaking. And not lie. Come on, man. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Jake, things are speeding up, man. Things are speeding up. Things are speeding up, man. And these people at my job, they like, man, something don't seem right. Something don't seem right, man. They don't know what it is. I know what it is, but I keep my mouth shut. But they are saying something don't seem right, man. They're like, I don't like this.
Ashkenaz, that's Germany, right? They're complaining. Turkey's complaining.
And that appointed time is now.
One scripture that we just read, okay, in Armenia, I'm not sure what's going on with them, but they got a little friction going on as well in these end times, man, with Babylon. So I just typed in here real quick. Why is there Armenia and U.S. tension. It says the tension between Armenia and the United States is real, but subtle. It's not open hostility. It's a mix of disappointment, shifting alliances, and geopolitical pressure.
All right, man. So with that, I say shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bashim Kakwadash. Brakathum, shalom, Akim, shalom.